shit sucks. We're gonna kill you. We're killing and eating you right now. I don't know what happened. The game crashed. The stream crashed. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know why the stream crashed. I actually really could not tell you what happened. But I know that it did. And, well, at least we didn't miss a start. So Raspberry Bell starts Holland's Cast. That's actually a pretty good start, you know. The deck's all Delta Pokemon. You can draw a bunch of cards, get yourself set up. TFW is starting Pidgey. Pidgey's fine. It lets you, you know, you don't have to look for the Pidgey. If you hit Rare Candy, somehow you're fine. You're pretty good. I think you're fine. But I don't know, right? So who goes first? TFW goes first. He attaches energy to Pidgey, uses Corner. It's Raspberry Bell's turn. Holland's Fancy for Mentor. Of course, you're gonna get some Executors and Pikachus. Execute Pikachu. What you know what I'm saying. And then we see 2 Executes and a Pikachu. Oh, so he has one. He had a Pikachu in his hand. Let me reload this monitor. My tertiary monitor that I have to monitor the monitor. Let's see. Okay. Pikachu, Holland's Magnemite, Delta Draw. We see TFW play Holland Transceiver. What could he get? Probably a Mentor. You know, you want to set up with these decks. Both as well, you know, even more so with Ratlock, right? You know, you need the Rat, you need the Sceptile. You don't really need the Sceptile here. It's a nice to have. It's your main attacker, but it's not a need to have, right? So you're gonna get a Raticate, maybe a Wobbuffet, or you know, why not? I don't know, a Stantler. There's a lot of things you can go, a lot of paths you can go. I'm not exactly sure, but I can tell you for sure he's getting Raticate. What else is he? Maybe an Espeon. But instead he gets an Unknown E, and Holland's Magnemite, and a Rattata. And he had a Rare Candy in his hand. Must have drawn into it. Unknown's pretty big. When we say Unknown's pretty big, we could see him attach an Energy Clutch. We could see him, you know, bench, retreat, hidden power, bring up another cast form. Because, you know, you don't want to have another cast where you want to attach those. Those are pretty big, pretty important cards. But he might have a lot. He might have nothing. And he has another one. So we see a hit. That's what you want to see. And Raspberry Bell's bench is full. That's fine, but you don't want 2 of them. You know, you play 4. I'm assuming you play 4. I don't know why you wouldn't. But half of them are on your bench. You don't want that. So we see Hollow Mentor. We might see another cast form. We might see more Pikachus, more Electrodes. But we see Magnemite, Execute, and Pikachu. Okay, you want energy. So we're going to see Delta Draw for 4. But you can choose, right? You can draw up to. And we see an Executor. Now, 2 Executors. He's getting on track. And we see Delta Draw for 4. Yep. So now we see Quick Search, and now we're actually going to start getting set up. Because now Unknown E is kind of useless. I think it's not exactly all the good. You know, once the bench is full, it's good. It's a good card. I mean, that's why you play. That's why Railer played it. Now it doesn't play it anymore, but you know that was more so back when it was the Wobbuffet build, right? That's no longer the case. Instead, that's really, you know, been inherited by Ratlock. So we see Stantler on the bench. Wobbuffet, you know, why not Wobbuffet, Stantler? So now retreats cost 1 more. That means Pikachu retreats for 1, for 2. Raichu retreats for 1. Raichu usually has free retreat. Holland's Cast Home, of course, is 2 now, and Executors is 2 as well. So now we sit here and we wait. What does Raspberry Bell do? Well, maybe get another Raichu, but what you want to do is attach. You need to get these energy on your Pokemon. Because if you don't, well, you know, you're not going to be able to do really anything. I shouldn't have gone back down. I should have, you know, done the actual music. We're going back to the actual music. Hello, Moto. Is this quieter? Wow, this is really quiet. Okay, we're upping this. Okay, so now we do see the other Raichu. We do see a double rainbow attached to Executor, so it looks like he's going to be using Executor as a main attacker, and I believe he should, right? You know the reasoning. I don't have to explain it for you, but I'm still gonna, right? You know, the Pokemon that are going to be in the active are weak to fighting. Executor is a fighting type. You kill him in one hit. That's why you do it, right? I mean, you know, Raichu does hit 90. It will be good later on in the game as it develops, but not exactly the best right now. But the other thing is, Pidgeot, you know, is colorless just like Raticate and Stantler, but it resists fighting. You can't split bomb it, unless it's on the bench, of course, because then it's, doesn't have weakness or resistance. But Delta Circle, you know, it could still do like a little bit of damage. But we see TFW attach a Magnemite to Raticate and pass. With Pidgeot in the active, it's Raspberry Bell's turn. We're just probably going to keep seeing him stockpile, pile energy, draw. Because, you know, he has nothing better to do. And if TFW keeps... Holy shit. Okay, I didn't expect that. We didn't expect that, but, you know, I don't know why that happened. I don't know what happened. So, you know, Pedro's gonna get his game. It is only 7 a.m. He might be asleep right now. Maybe he's not. Pedro, if you're there, you know, you should maybe, get on. But I'm not sure he is. It's fine. It should be a quick one. Okay, so good, he's here, okay. If TFW wins this, this will be I think the first time, I'm not exactly sure if it would be the first time that Ratlock shows up in finals. If Pedro wins this will be the second time a Railer appears in finals, not from the Legacy 3. Now, why are they the Legacy 3? Well, let's just say their legacy is, you know, one of the main things, and you know, they might be washed. Now, Tord is, you know, Tord's a good player. I don't know, he hasn't really... He had an incredible run last year, winning, you know, pretty much all the Stamblers. But, you know, recently, as of late, you know, he plays LBS. LBS isn't the best deck, you know, he plays a strange version of Railer. Doesn't do the best, but, you know, we're seeing the strange version of Railer show up in Losers Finals. So, you know, I don't know. You can call it strange all you want. It's definitely made... It's made it here. I don't know. I don't think they know I'm deafened. I'm leaving. Maybe that will tell them. Nothing against him, but I don't know. That's a lightning energy to Stantler. So Pedro, you know, of course, is playing Railer. TFW is playing Ratlock. TFW is Rattata, Pidgey on the bench. Pedro starting Stantler. You know, that's what you want to start. I mean, you don't want to start Rayquaza. You don't want to start Umbreon. It's kind of like, you know, your only choice. TFW starting Rattata. That's pretty good because, you know, it means turn 1 or turn 2, he's able to evolve into Raticate. And of course, a Pidgey is also good, you know, if you have a rare Candy and a Pidgeot in hand, you're able to, you know, evolve. And, you know, the 4, it's a 2-on-4, 204, 4 rare candy, whatever, right? You want to evolve into Pidgeot as soon as you can. Want to get this engine set up as soon as possible. We see Unknown, not what you want to see. And free retreat from Raticate. We could see Pickup, or we could see Hidden Power. We're going to see Hidden Power. We're going to see him get, you know, there are some options, right? There are some options. He can either choose to get Rayquaza, or he can choose to get Umbreon. Now, I'm saying this, and I'm showing it because, you know, that's what TFW is seeing. He's seeing the opponent's hand, and he chooses to get Umbreon. I would say that's the right choice. Because, you know, while Rayquaza is annoying, and, you know, having it in the active is a pain, Umbreon, you know, it's annoying because, you know, it's from the hand to bench. You know, the ability on bench, on play, you know, discards a card from your opponent's hand. But if it's on the bench, you know, they're going to have to waste a super scoop up. They're going to have to, you know, work a little bit harder, waste a few more resources just to play it, right? And that's what you want. You want them to waste their resources. But we see Stantler show up in the action. We're going to see it push away, discard a POW. Because, oh, discarding a Windstorm, I guess, you know, I guess that's a better choice, you know. I guess it's a better choice. Let's show what he had in his hand. He had a POW and he had a Windstorm, and he had a few other cards. I would have thought POW, but, you know, I guess Windstorm is the better choice because, you know, it affects it a lot more. Windstorm means you can, you know, remove sets, remove the things. You're kind of an ability-based deck, and you want your abilities, so, you know, if you don't have them, you're, you know, kind of behind, kind of at a loss. We just see an attachment and a pass. It's TFW's turn. We see him play Rocket Admin. What does he get? You know, we might see a retreat, we might see a pickup, but what's important to know is Pedro, you know, he just needs to attach one more. Special Circuit is online, dealing 30 or 50 damage depending on what the Pokemon has or is, or, you know, whatever specifications Pokemon has. So we see Pedro play Super Scoop Up. What does he scoop up? Has the Rayquaza. You got another Rayquaza. We're gonna see this Unknown go down because it has an ability, Pokepower, Pokebody. It does 50, you know, and, you know, 50 plus 20, 70, it's dead. But we see him play Castaway, you know, he's of course gonna get a, a Lightning Energy, a Cessation Crystal, or maybe, you know, a Fluffy Berry or whatever, and another supporter, I think. I don't know what he's gonna get. I don't know what supporters he can get. I don't know. Lightning Energy, a Bloomberry, and Mary's Request. You don't really see that often, but, you know, that's just a bunch of, that's a raw draw card. We see Special Circuit, and the Unknown dies. TFW is probably going to promote the Eradicate. It is a free pivot, it is a free retreat if you want to bring something else up, so I think you're fine with that. So now TFW, what does he want to do? What can he do? Well, you know, that was pretty important, that Unknown. It's not exactly super important, but it's kind of important. But one important thing to note is if he has any way to recur that Unknown, that's kind of a moot point now, because TFW knows that Pedro got Balloonberry. That means, you know, yeah, sure, you bring up the Rayquaza, I'm able to retreat it for free. Kind of a moot point, but, you know, it does fill up the bench. It is a bench warmer. You know, not the best, not the worst. And we do see him get back the Unknown. You know, probably going to retreat back into a Hidden Power, bring up the Rayquaza that Pedro has in his hand. I don't see why he'd use anything else. So now it's Pedro's turn. We're probably going to see him attach Balloonberry, snipe onto something, right? Super Scoop Up Tails. Well, he doesn't want to use a Balloonberry, and, you know, I can't fault him for not wanting to use it. You know, you really only, I'm pretty sure you'll play one, maybe two. That's a little bit, you know, high, but maybe two. It's Pedro's turn. Super Scoop Up Tails. Energy on Rayquaza. Balloonberry, so he does indeed choose to retreat into the one with more energy. And we see Special Circuit. And dealing all the damage to Pidgey. I don't know why the hell the stream keeps crashing. tools. I'm not gonna draw. I mean, I could do it, but you know, that was a nice tool. I don't really feel like doing that right now. So it's TFW's turn. Rare Candy gets himself a Pidgeot, gets himself a Brownies, an Oni, Cyclone Energy. Why not? Boba Fett, you know, Power Hand Extension brings up the other Rayquaza, or you know, moves the energy from the Rayquaza onto the Snail. Yeah, I mean, you can see why I'd be confused. They both have 1 energy and 0 damage. So it's Pedro's turn. What does he want to do? Well, here's a few choices. We choose to attach a energy to Rayquaza. Now, Special Circuit is active. He can't snipe to the Pidgeot. He can snipe on the Boba Fett. He can snipe on the Raticate. He can do quite a few things, but we're probably going to see the Pidgeot because that is one of the main engines. That's how you get your cards. So, it's TFW's turn. You're going to see Holland's Transceiver for Mentor. But for what? I don't know what he's going to get. I couldn't tell you what he's going to get. Maybe another Pidgeot or another Pidgey. You know, for insurance on this Pidgeot. Maybe a Espeon. Maybe a Trico to block Rayquaza. I don't know. We see Espeon Star, Pidgey, and Holland's Magnemite. And then we see Quick Search for some. We see Quick Search for, you know, for Candy. I lied. I told the truth. I told the truth. He Quick Search for Rare Candy. He had Sceptile in his hand or something like that. And we see him do that now. And we see Pow again moving it, so Special Circuit will not be usable for 1 energy. Or, you know, 2 energy. Now you have to have 3. And we see him attach Holland's Magnemite onto Rattata. Unused pickup, of course. You get another Pow. Get himself a Stantler, and that's it. No energy. He might not have any in the discard. I'm not exactly sure. Let's take a peek at the discard. No energy in the discard. Let's take a look at Pedro's discard. 2 Balloon Bears. Okay, so he does play 2. And 2 Super Scoop Up used already. 3 Castaways used already, 1 Admin. That's quite a bit. I'm not exactly sure. It's a little bit too early to say, you know, what direction it's going. I don't know. But now it's, whatever. We see him play Super Scoop Up. Tails not where you want to see. That is his 2nd Super Scoop Up. 3rd Super Scoop Up. Now, this is a Tord build. Tord plays 4. He also plays, you know, a bunch of other stuff. But we see the 2nd Rocket Admin hit the field. Draws 5 cards. And he's not able to Special Circuit either. Right, so we could see a retreat, but you can't retreat because Boba Fett's in play. The retreat cost is now 3. Pedro, for what it's worth, this game's over and you can sleep. Well, I mean, I pretty much had the same reaction at the same time. Right? He's like, what can I do? What can you do right now, right? Like, you're not in a good position. You're in a very, very negative, very bad position. I think this might be the first time Ratlock is in finals. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I'm not exactly sure. And we see another Pow doing the same thing it always does. Moving the energy off the active onto the bench. Is the bench a little bit glitching? Oh yeah, well, I'm not surprised. See him get a Pidgeot and a Pow Hand Extension. And a Mary's request. He concedes. There's one more battle left. It's Revner versus TFW for finals. I think this might be the first time Ratlock's in finals, and, you know, whatever deck wins, it's going to be the first time. It's either going to be Ratlock or it's going to be Flygon. It could be either. I don't know. I couldn't say it. Nothing you can really do against Ratlock. So now we wait. This is the... I'm pretty sure that Dell's... Oh, where is it? No, Revner is a player who knocked... TFW out. Is it? Yeah! So now we're back in the grand finals. Now, I hope Revner shows up. Right? Oh no, come on. You're supposed to loop the the entrance music. So TFW has the game up. And there it is. It's Ratlock versus Flygon. Oh, well, you know. Come on, fuck you. We're killing it. Revner starting Chimecho, not exactly what you want to be starting. TFW starting Pidgey, that's fine, right? You don't want to be starting, you know, Espeon Star. Whatever. I think, you know, Umbreon. Not Umbreon, you know. Unknown would be a fine start. We see an attachment of Psychic Energy to Execute. You know, Execute will probably be pretty, you know, a main attacker. You know, a lot of Pokemon in TFW's like a lot of the main attackers, prominent Pokemon, are weak to fighting. Right now, of course, you know, that's neglecting Pidgeot. Because, you know, it does indeed resist fighting, but I don't know. But we see Revner, Swoop, Teleport, Attach, and Pass, you know. And then we see TFW's turn. What do we see? We see him Mentor. We're going to see him get a Eradicate, maybe an Unknown, and a Magnemite. Holland's Magnemite. Both were the only players I lost to today, I think. Leaving for today, good luck to both. Were those the only two players you lost? Let's see. Pedro. Yeah, those were the only two players you lost. You lost to the two people in finals. I think that's pretty good. So we see TFW, we see him get a Magnemite, Trico, and a Rattata. You know, I guess Trico is pretty important. I guess Sepal is a pretty important card. We see him attach to Pidgey, Retreat. We see Jirachi, Wishing Star. You can get any card, right? That can get any single card. We see Revner evolve into Executor. We're going to see Delta Circle. Well, we could see Delta Circle, right? We're probably going to see Delta Circle for, what, 30? Yeah. And Jirachi is... No, come on. No. You're not supposed to do that. No, you're not supposed to do that right now. We're going to go to XD Gale of Darkness. Until you behave yourself. And you're pretty loud. So what is happening right now? Delta Circle, it's TFW's turn. We see Mentor. We're going to see another Magnemite, maybe. We'll see Why Not. And we see him also get Espeon Star. That's going to confuse the actives. Now, Jirachi can't use Wishing Star because it has a special condition, but we're going to see something. We see him attaching onto Trico. I'm pretty sure, you know, Flygon is weak to Psychic, so that might not be the best thing for Revner. But remember, this is game 1. This is game 1. There's one more game. It's not weak to Psychic. I forgot. It's weak to nothing, right? And the other one, the baby one, is also weak. It's just weak to colorless. Of course, that's probably going to come into play because, you know, you have Stantler, you have Pidgeot, and you have, of course, Eradicate. All those can deal damage. Eradicate's really funny. It deals 50 damage, I think, on a coin flip. I don't know. 50 damage or 10 damage. I don't know. The damage is, you know, variable. So we see TFW play admin, draw more cards, play Mercandy, get himself a Pidgeot. He got a, you know, Pidgeot and Mercandy off that. And we're going to start quick searching. We're going to see him attach his Psychic Energy to the Trico and then pass. He's still going to be able to Split Bomb. That Trico might go down. The Holland Transceiver, Holland Adventure, draw 3 Trapinch on the bench. That's pretty good. And a Pidgey. You know, you want your Pidgeot up. You want a Bravo. You want to set up as soon as possible. Now, the good thing for, you know, TFW is that the deck is pretty much primarily evolution Pokemon. So as long as Revner is now, that's all 4 Trapinch on the board. And yeah, Delta Rainbow on the Vibrava. As long as Revner does not get the Flygon up early, he's pretty fine, right? Because it won't tick on the Pokemon. It'll start ticking on Trico, it'll start ticking on Rattata, it'll start ticking on Espeon. It won't tick on Wobbuffet because that is an evolved basic Pokemon or something strange. I remember there was some strange wording thing, but it won't tick on that. Also Jirachi too. But the only real ones it'll tick on are Espeon and Jirachi. So we see him Quick Search. We see Transceiver Adventure, Quick Search. What does he get? What does he want to get, right? Well, he probably wants to get maybe Rare Candy or Sceptile or something. Now, did he draw what he wanted off of that card? Off Adventure? We see him get something, and then we see him pass. So now it's Revner's turn. We see Revner evolve into Flygon attached onto cast form. Does he have the baby Flygon so he can attack this turn? Ticking would be huge. Rare Candy, and he does. Oh no, he has a Pidgeot. Well, you know, that's pretty much the same thing. He can get whatever he wants, and if he has a, I think he probably has a Flygon. He probably got himself a Rare Candy. He got himself a Brava. And then we're going to see Split Bomb. Probably killing the Trico. I'm not sure. Yeah. I mean, you know, that's a good choice. That's, you know, kind of a big threat right now. So we're going to see Quick Search. I don't think Revner can understand English. He got Sceptile. He's going to mentor for Trico, or he's going to try to retrieve her Trico to get it back. Right. See Briney's Compassion. We're not going to see a Trico. We're not going to see Sceptile. Oh, he also has to have energy as well. See Pow bring up something. Could be the Vibrava. Could remove an energy. And we see it remove an energy. We might just see Pickup. Team Aqua's Hideout. I think we're just going to see Pickup. We're going to see Pickup Pow Hand Extension, Rico, and Psychic Energy. And we see Magnemite on the Raticate, and that's exactly what we're going to see. Psychic Energy, Trico, and probably Pow, maybe something else. Oh, Trico, Pokemon Retriever, and Psychic Energy, okay. So not to Revner turn, he's Quick Search, he gets a Warp Point probably, and he plays Warp Point, gets TFW switches Espeon Star, Revner switches Flygon EX. None of the Pokemon are going to start taking tick damage, but Pidgeot will take Psychic Pulse damage. So this Espeon is dead. They promote the Raticate, you know, bench the Trico, Rare Candy, Sceptile. Now, Revner is fine with this because the Flygon already has 4 energy attached. TFW is going to play Pokemon Retriever, get himself an Espeon Star, probably. Rattata and Sceptile, we're going to see him play Mentor, probably to get, you know, a bunch of those Pokemon back. Probably all of them. Definitely Espeon Star, though, right? Espeon Star, Rattata, and a Holland's Magnemite. So we see him play that. Raticate does not get affected because of thick skin, and Flygon is now confused. We see him attach a Psychic onto Sceptile. Quick Search for something. We don't know what it could be. It could be a rat. It could be Rare Candy. I don't know. Right? But we see it is, you know, he's probably going to play it. But does he? Gets himself a Pow, let me be quite honest. Is it cheater time? I think it might be cheater time. Now, of course, we can't see Revner's hand, but we do see him play Pow and move the cast form onto Executor. And then we see Pickup, get himself a Pow, get himself a Psychic Energy, and get himself a Pidgeot. Of course, you know, this is a good choice because, you know, Pidgeot is the big one. And we see Windstorm removing the Aqua's Hideout, so he can retreat for 2. No, he can't. He can retreat for 3. We see Warp Point instead, though. We see Warp Point probably bring up the Pidgeot. Could he bring up the Pidgeot? Yeah, Pidgeot is to discard 1. bring up the Flygon, but the energy cost is still there. There's still one more energy he has to use, but no, we're just going to see Clutch instead. And Clutch will be enough to kill it. The question is, does TFW have a way to get another Pidgey? Or, you know, Pidgeot, and Rare Candy, does he have a way to do that? We see Delta Supply, we see Flygon getting inundated with energy, and we see Clutch killing it. TFW's turn, what if we see POW Hand Extension? We're going to see POW Hand Extension bring up Flygon. 2 retreat costs, 3 retreat costs now. Not an easy Pokemon to power up. And we see Psychic Energy attached to Sceptile EX. So now it's, you know, we see him play admin. We see pick up, get himself another POW, get himself a bunch more cards. Pidgeot and POW. So now it's Revenue's turn. We see Revenue play Quick Search. Get Rare Candy, get another Flygon in play. Attach a Psychic Energy to Flygon. You're going to need 3 of those. And, you know, he does have 3. He does have that. And he will be able to Delta Supply the last one onto Flygon. But he can't attack with Flygon EX. So he's either going to have to attack with Executor or Pidgeot. And we're probably going to see Executor show up because it will get a 1-hit KO. But instead we're actually going to see Swift. We're going to see POW Hand Extension remove something, bring up the other Flygon. Right? Because there's only so much damage, so much energy that the opponent has in their deck. So we see him play POW, of course, and we see him play Rare Candy, get himself a Pidgeot. We're going to see him play Briny, bring up the Eradicate, you know, that one's on the bench. You can just evolve that one, bench it, cycle it. Right? We're going to see a Quick Search. What does he get Quick Search? What does he do? What can he do? Gets himself Crystal Beach, probably. We see him pick up probably a POW, maybe a Rare Candy. Who's to say? We see him get himself a Pidgey and a POW. Right, so it's Revenue's turn. He gets himself Windstorm, removes the Crystal Beach that was just put into play. Another Quick Search. What does he get? You know, he only has 2 cards in his hand, 12 cards in deck. Whatever he plays, we see him. Yeah, so he probably got Adventure. Right? I'm not exactly sure. We can't exactly say. We can only speculate on what he got. But he didn't get really anything. Didn't really play anything, he just passed. It's TFW's turn. We see Quick Search. We see put 1 card in the hand. What is it? We see just pick up probably another POW and just stuff to maybe fill your hand, maybe not. We see him gets a Jirachi and a Crystal Beach. You know, the Crystal Beach that was just moved, you know, it had half a turn. Didn't even make it back to TFW's turn. It's Revenue's turn. He plays Holland's Transceiver, gets himself another Holland Adventure, trying to hit more energy, probably. You know, energy, Cast Form. If you have a Cast Form in your hand, but no basic energy, you're not, you know, that's not good. You're not going to be able to attach. You're not going to be able to retreat. Right? So we see him, like, Quick Search. What does he get? He definitely has a pretty big hand. Let's take a peek at TFW's discard, though, right? Is there another POW? There is another POW. There is an Admin. There's a Briny. There's an Aqua's Hideout. Bunch of cards in there, right? Himself. Attach Delta Rainbow, and that's 3, and he'll be able to retreat, or he will be able to Swift, right? He has quite a few choices right now. So we could see a Swift, we could see a retreat. We're going to see a retreat to, and it won't be Psychic Pulse, because he doesn't have enough energy. He might have lost over that. I know I would. But nothing. We see POW bringing up the, and he forgot. That's exactly what it is. He forgot what it was. What can you do? You can't, you know, you can't do a single thing there. Sit there and you can be sad. You don't really have many options. What's the point of abusing of competing when abusing TCG1's 15-minute chess clock playing Raticate. And now we see Frosty. We see Frosty show up. Is Raticate a valid deck? Right? Because maybe it is, maybe it's not. It might be a fake deck, it might be a real deck. I'm not exactly sure. But let's see, he plays Pa, you know, of course, to get the Flygon in the active because Revenant forgot he couldn't attack. Team attached Psychic Energy to another Raticate. So now he has 2 Raticates in play, and we see Team Aqua's hideout. We're going to see him concede. There is one more game. Because Entity sends a sad face while cheating. Frosty... Google, bring up Frosty's record. He was... Oh, he made top cut. Oh, he lost to TFW. And he lost to TFW twice today. And he lost... No, he lost to only TFW and Pedro. We're gonna go into game 2. And we see RDL join instead of Revner. This is it. This is the last game. Hopefully TFW started something good. Hopefully Revner started something good. I have no idea how to beat Rat. Okay. So we see Rat finally win. Rat makes its day. Has its day in finals. And it's not even by the creators, by TFW. TFW, of course, is, you know, I don't think we have to say he's gonna win his own tournament. Yeah, he is. I don't think, you know, I didn't doubt it. I didn't doubt it. These players, the only way to beat Ratlock is experience. Now, see, I think that's the only way you can beat it. Revner doesn't have any experience against Rat. At least not, you know, not... He's out of, you know, style. If Little Ripper was here, he, you know, he'd probably know how to beat it. You know, the Frosty game was pretty close. A lot of things, right? A lot of things. The Japanese know how to beat it. No one does. Pokemon wasn't designed with a 50-minute chess clock in mind. Jason should have joined. Yeah, Jason maybe should have joined, but I don't think it really would have done anything. He'd probably be on Bomb Caddy. That's what I'd presume. I think that's the next deck he is brewing. But we see TFW, you know, Mentor, Hollows, Magnemite, Jirachi, Pidgey. Catch a Magnemite. Trico, retreat, bring up Jirachi, get himself more stuff. Get himself a Pidgey. We see Revenue put another Trapinch on the bench. Frosty. Frosty, Frosty. Maybe he has a point, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. You can ask yourself that. But I think he has it. Makes you think. I think Ratlock Xpendix. Xpendix is here, what? What do you mean at Xpendix? He's not here. What the hell's happening? We see Revner. I have a pretty well set up board. But we, you know, Grovile. Pretty, you know, a little bit early. And I'm also, you know, kind of half paying attention, half not. Nah, but he should read the copy pasta. Wait, I should read the copy pasta. I haven't read it. Attach a Delta Rainbow to execute. You know, I don't think it's gonna be enough. As much as, you know, I like Revner. You know, whatever. I'd love to see him win. You know, he doesn't know how to play against Rat. I mean, he said it himself. Rat is cancer. This is a great divide. We finally see the great divide in RSPK. It's Ratlock. We see him get a Wobbuffet, Rattata, and Holland's Magnemite. Finally, the Rat shows himself. Shows his face. And... what? Oh, Wishing Star, okay. And Rattata probably attach an energy onto Grovyle. He really wants to get that power up now. Solve meta with Rat, you love to see it. I don't think the meta is solved with Rat. Flygon EX. It's fake. It can't reel in and win a tournament. It's a figment of TCG1. Who's to say? I don't know. You know, maybe over there in Japan it can't. Maybe over here it can't. I don't know. It might win an IRL tournament one day. You know, and I think if anyone can do it, it'd be TFW. I don't think anyone else could do it. Maybe not. Maybe yes. He's a really, you know, he's a very good, very strong player. He won. This is a. Is he the first? Is he the second two-peat? If he wins this, he's the second two-peat, right? You know, he won the. Well, you know, it's not exactly a two-peat, right? Because the James G one did happen. I don't know. We love to see the fights in chat, don't we, folks? But we see, I'm not exactly paying attention. Pokemon Retriever Jirachi DX gets himself more cards. World TCG1 beef. In IRL tournaments, 1 hour long matches, I thought 15-minute timer takes into account shuffling or whatever. 15-minute timer does it, but it's a lot faster, right? It does shuffle, it does have time for choosing cards and whatever, but it's definitely a lot faster. No, man, there's a lot of TCG1 beef. You know, Frosty can question the integrity of the tournament because, you know, Ratlock won. He can question the integrity of the tournament because, you know, Kyogre made top 8. You can say whatever you want. And it's true because you say it is. We see Warp Energy is attached to Sepal. The Sepal is having all the damage on it. Flygon still not able to attack. Trapinch is there, Big Bite. You know, retreating for Jirachi, but you don't really care. You know, you have Brinies, you have Warp Energy, you have a bunch of cards to get Jirachi out of the active. Big Bites, you know, the least of your concern. And it's dealing 0 damage. You resist Grass. We see Vibrava. Probably the same people paying TFW to play Raticate to weed out Bomb Tower, so Eric had a chance with Badivore. Wait! Can I get a retruth? Wait, I'm retruthing everywhere. Wait a minute. Retruth. I'm retruthing. I think he might have a point here. He might have a point here. I don't know. Call it a hunch. All the people paying TFW's opponents to concede early. No POW? Is that it? Oh, he's saying I don't want you to play any POW. He's scared of POW. TFW plays very keen to get himself a Pidgeot. Well, you know, Pidgeot's gonna get himself a POW. Maybe. Who's to say? I don't know. But I would not be surprised. Maybe that may be a way to get Jirachi out of the active, right? Because he hasn't attached this turn. As he played a supporter, he did play a supporter. No quick search. No POW. Don't do that. I don't like it. We see him move energy onto Flygon. Vibrav's not able to do anything, but Flygon has all the energy he needs to attack, but, you know, I don't think it's going to be enough. I really don't think it's going to be enough. If Revner wins here, you know, he's a super strong player. Very good, very strong player. But I don't know. Quick search, Briney's Compassion. And we see the Briney's come down. Jirachi is in the hand. Raticates in the active slot. Is this it? Is the Rat in the active? The last straw for Revner. And we see Pow. A psychic energy? Oh, you know, you can see his hand. I don't really care. I don't want to mess with the fucking... You can see it's broken. I'm not touching that. The CFW's turn. He gets intel on Wii. He, you know, he can retreat. He can attach Magnemite. Whatever. Bring down some random thing. TFW will never host another tourney again. Feels bad, man. Maybe. I don't know. I think he intended for this to be a series, you know, that's why it's called the Scramble Series 1. The person, you know, you have to talk about is Frosty. Is Bomb Tower really the best deck? Is Badivore really all that bad? Is Raticate, is Ratlock a fake deck? I don't know. You should not be asking me. I don't play this game. I don't want to play this game. You people are miserable. No. I played the game, it's fine, it's okay, but, you know. But, we see Quick Search for Magnemite and Pokemon Retriever, we see Pickup for Magnemite and Pokemon Retriever. Warp Point, that's pretty interesting, we're probably just gonna see him promote Sceptile, or Pidgeot, or Raticate, or whatever. Oh no, he promoted Unknown, I'm not paying attention, not paying enough, obviously. But we see Flygon finally in the active slot, that's not enough. You know, you see how many powers he has in his hand. He has 3, or only, you know, 2, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. He has enough. He definitely has enough. More than enough. This is how RSPK ends. They're saying this might be the end of history. They're saying the ebbs and flow of Ratlock is it. That's it. That's what they're saying. He's really doing it against all odds. I can't believe TFW won the tournament. I can believe it. This is the only way that No! It doesn't auto-win against the meta. I don't agree with that. It auto-wins against... It's a fucking DLC Smash character. Oh, this is so strong. You have to find a way around it. It's, oh, this new thing's so strong. Oh, we're watching history. Oh, wait, what? Wait. Yeah. Right. Oh, is he doing that? No, the only reason it's winning is because would you rather play Ratlock or Base Neo? I'd rather play Base Neo, and I'd rather have the betting system of Base Neo Grand Casino. I think that's fun. Gambling and playing and sports betting and whatever on Base Neo, I think that sounds, you know, novel. I think that sounds funny. Maybe it's more novel as an idea, but, you know, who's to say? Cheaters when they get called out for cheating. I've had this matchup with Flygon. I've won more than he's lost. I don't know. This is not some insane deck. It's experience. That's what the Ratlock thing is. It's all experience. And, you know, Revner has not had enough experience. A lot of these players in the top 8 haven't had a lot of experience against Ratlock. That's the only reason it can win. Now this is some deep state. Wait a minute. They're putting fluoride in the water to make people lose to Ratlock. But we see another Raticate, of course, hit the field. Revner, you know, there's always another POW in his hand. Didn't he, you know, draw it up, get himself a Wobbuffet. He's gonna retreat Dark Aid, get himself all the powers back. I wouldn't doubt it. You know, how Viva Bravo retreat Dark Aid, get himself all 3 energy, all 3 powers, maybe. And we see POW probably bring up the, well, okay, I guess he brings up Trapinch, whatever. It's not really a big deal. He, you know, pretty much, he has it in the bag, I'm sorry. He has it in the bag. See, Pidgeot use quick search. Why should anyone tech for a deck that shouldn't even exist? And, okay, and we see Dark Aid. Yep, there it is. Dark Aid, get himself 3. Just to get filtered by Bomb Tower. Didn't Frosty lose to this deck? Yeah, Frosty lost to this deck. And Railer. What is a true deck? What's a real deck? You get to decide what a real and true deck is. I don't know. I don't really care. I don't care about the matchup. Ratlock is a problem. Ratlock and all it stands for, all the values it stands for, are against the PTCG Patriot cause. That's what they're saying. Flygon is tier 3, why play it? You made up a word and number. We're playing Pokemon, not chess, my friend. That's the point, it's all fucking luck. What do you mean we're not playing? We're playing Pokemon, not chess. The game's all luck. What is this? The game's all luck? No, it's not. Not all luck, but you know, it's a lot more luck than, you know, other things. But we see TFW play POW, moving the energy off. You know, it's just gonna keep happening. There is no reprieve. It's just gonna happen over and over again. Wait, I'm gonna become a PTCG Patriot for a weekly wage of $2,000. Wait. I think that's a good idea. I'd do that. I'd do that. Should I swerve him? It's super evil fight time. Raticate is a kid who calls timeout during tag just to time it and run away. Blendisi, when are you gonna give me fox lessons? Oh, that's Blendisi. I forgot. I'm not paying attention. Frosty, you can't be jokingly posting like you're mad when you are actually mad. Anytime he's super easy. I'm sorry, I'm not paying attention. The argument in the chat's too much. The players get to block chat. I wish, as a spectator, I could block chat. But we see, quick search. He gets a windstorm. He's able to retreat or do something. Maybe sonic noise. It's not an EX. You're not going to confuse it. I can't wait for the YouTube comments. What YouTube comments? Yeah, it'll be uploaded. It's not going to be public. Lendeezy, wake me up when you top 8. I'm pretty sure he has top 8'd. Didn't he top 8 like one of them is like fucking... I'm pretty sure he top 8'd. He top 8'd with some deck. I don't think it was Bomb Tar. I think it was something else. I don't remember. Bryony gets himself a Wob. Espeon, confusing this thing in the active. Make the VODs public so TCG1 can get more players. No. Sounds like a bad idea. You should play something good. Maybe we wouldn't be here right now. I think this is funny. I want to take a peek over there. and see what they're saying.
I also lost to Mr. Mutic. What's up, Piplup?
Hey, Piplup.
They're saying that Ratlock might be a fraud deck. That's what they're saying.
I'm hearing some talk about
real
this.
guys.
Then why is
It might be a fake deck.
Guys, we're not even watching real gameplay right now. This is just straight
We're
chess,
watching
okay?
a simulacrum.
They're
Does it
saying that Ratlock might be a communist fake evil deck that is against the
That's
PTCG
it.
Patriots.
What?
What is this? What?
Oh,
That's
Team
the end of the game.
I guess
Tfue got
that's
it
it.
with Ratlock.
Tfue has won with Ratlock.
Damn!
I'm not surprised.
This is amazing.
I knew he would win. I believed.
Yeah.
Good shit to Revenir, though. I mean, like,
What
that's
a
the best
run.
Flygon. That's the best Flygon performance
ever.
ever. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
with a deck that I hate. I hate this deck so much.
That's
and
not.
I'm
That's not
so
nice. You
envious.
shouldn't say that. That's really mean.
No, I'm envious. I'm envious.
I want to be
No,
that
he's a-
guy.
The problem is that like Ashley is like the only. Well, Ashley's like the best player who plays Flygon at events, and she plays Executor, and now like. And people copied her list, and then like people are going to copy Revenir's list, and like it's just going to be a self-defeating cycle. Because like I'm never playing Unknown Flygon to a serious tournament, but it's probably better than this list. No offense, I just think
No.
Executor is better.
Unknown is an abomination. But
I wanna talk with TFW. I wanna see what he says. TFW, are you a fraud as they're alleging?
No, I think I'm the goat actually.
He's the GOAT?
My hands are so like wet and sweaty, it's so gross.
Are you gonna give the money to people or are you gonna keep all of it?
I'm
Wait, they're
probably
saying
using my winnings to fund the next one.
wait,
Probably.
you sent me a post. I'm pretty sure I remember you sending me a post and you told me don't pay out all your players. Nobody notices if you don't play out
We
7th and
only
5th
pay out
places.
half here. We only pay out half.
We're only paying out the top 4. Why
have
would
to
you say
pay
that? Why would you
everyone.
send that as a post? I think that's kind of strange.
To look up all their PayPals.
To look up all their PayPals. Well, I'm not surprised that you won. I knew you would win. The players don't have enough experience against Ratlock.
You said Ratlock had no chance of winning a major ever.
No. It's because the players were too experienced. The players knew how to play against it. Revner didn't know how to play against it. Pedro didn't know how to play against it.
Well,
It's-
Revenir's deck just wasn't teched for it. He wasn't playing Warp Energy at all, I noticed. Like, we played 4 games, and in game 1, I got incredibly lucky and hit like 3 of his cast forms in a row off of Hidden Power, Flygon. Unknown. And then the second game we played, I assumed he had Warp Energy, so I was playing very, very conservatively. I wasn't playing, optimally as I should have. But game 3, I noticed that his only switching outs were Warp Energy. So he either had to hard retreat or just use one of his 2 warp points. Sorry, I said Warp Energy, I meant Warp Point. He only has 2 warp points, so he has 2 switch outs per game. Any more than that, and he has to hard retreat. So his metal type Flygons have 3 retreat when Wobbuffet's up, and that's just 1 too many to stream attacks. And Eric told me that Sceptile was going to be the best bet into Flygon, like attacking with it. And I probably would have done that if he was playing Warp Energy. Anyways, I'm fucking drenched in sweat from sitting down and playing
Do we have anything
Pokemon cards on my
Pokemon cards?
computer.
Wait, how are you playing Pokemon cards on your computer if they're cards? Do you want to say anything? I don't know. Is it the end of Scramble series? Is it now a tournament marred in
No,
fraud?
I don't know when to host the next one. I hosted this one in June because I don't like the winter, and it just feels bad to do anything in the winter.
He's gonna host the next one on Christmas
I was
Day.
Well, I intended to host this in May, but it kept getting pushed back because of like scheduling conflicts with other things that were going on. There's like last week there was the 24-hour like
Yeah.
ADV PCG stream. So it was gonna be last week Saturday, but once they announced that like the day before I was gonna announce it, so I had to push it back a week. And then weeks before that, there was like Pokemon regionals and shit. So I just didn't want anything to conflict. Anyways, since I pushed this so far back, I kind of intended for the next one to be in like September or October, but that's only like 3 months away. And then I probably wouldn't host another one until the May or June of the following year. So it would be 2 tournaments in relatively close proximity to each other, and then none for a long period of time. And I don't know if that's like just because I'm a freak and I hate doing things in winter. I sound so autistic right now.
Well, maybe I'll finally get the shit up and running. I'll finally, you know,
What shit?
get the channel. The YouTube channel,
Oh,
the YouTube videos.
The action channel.
The action channel, the action series channel, action rebrand. Maybe. I don't know. I have to think. Takes a lot of time thinking. It's really hard.
Also, the only reason I chose Rat is because I saw Tord and who else? I knew someone else was gonna probably bring Rayler. I just hate losing to Rayler, and I don't like playing against Rayler. So, unfortunately for Frosty, I don't play Rat to, you know, give others a horrible time. I play it because I have spite for Rayler.
Well, I mean, we saw a lot of good stuff today. We saw the first ever, what's it called? Show up. Fucking Team Aqua. Team Aqua. That was funny.
That was so awesome.
We love that. We saw Sceptile show up again. We saw another player finally make Rayler outside the Legacy 3, and we see Ratlock finally win a tournament. And that's
That was
because
so
half the
stupid.
field didn't know how to
I
play
had
it.
zero intentions of winning this. I was kind of expecting to go like 4-3 drop so I could cast Top Cut.
Well,
I just wanted to play something stupid that beat Rayler. That's the entire motive behind playing Rat.
Well, you're gonna be known as an evil man. In
I
history,
know.
when they look back at you, they're gonna hate you, and they're gonna say he was evil.
My Frosty social link has degenerated.
My I can't DM Frosty. He's going to hurl slurs at me now.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I know that it's very, very busy. You know, last week was the 24-hour ADV PCG. This week, of course, was Scramble Series. Next week, there's 2 tournaments. Worlds away. You know, fucking... There's one that's happening in London, and then there's one that's happening in Japan. And the week after that is, in a month, almost exactly, is the Double Rainbow Cup. The 4th Double Rainbow Cup over there in Japan. 100 people signed up. Who's to say if they're going to all show up, but, that's the biggest one ever. Biggest RSPK tournament ever. And the other thing to note is... After that is a Milwaukee one. You know, there's a bunch of stuff happening. It's really the summer of RSPK.
True, very true.
That's what they're saying.
I ordered my final card for Sceptile.
He's gonna be playing Sceptile over there in person.
Maybe I'll play Pop. I don't know.
He's gonna play Pop when there's
It
12 million.
feels like the
white
less I care about a tournament, the better I do. Why is that?
I don't know.
Like the more I want to win, I do terrible.
Maybe you're thinking too much. I don't know.
I wanted to lose games so I could go eat dinner, but I just couldn't stop winning.
And now you can't eat dinner, and now they're starving you.
I went and got something during the break between Swiss and Top Cut.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't really have anything else to add. Other than I'm going to try to finish everything, try to get everything up. The rebrand, it's may be done, but I need the video, and I need to, that's why I need to do everything. Everything needs to happen in order. It needs to happen in layers. So I don't know. Hopefully, you'll get your retro recaps. Do we join the Discord? The Discord's just there. You can join if you want, but that's not going to do anything. No, the layers. The retro recap, the evolution of whatever. The, RSPK review, whatever. It's a bunch of stuff. There's a whole bunch of stuff. But do you have any final comments?
I'm sorry for playing Rat. I'm sorry that looks suspicious, given that I fucking won the tournament. I'm sorry for all the Gardevoir players that didn't hit me. I should not have won this. I don't know. I paired into 0 Gardevoir. This was some way, somehow, the dream run for Rat. It's probably a fluke, but I don't know. I also want to apologize to Eric for winning with this deck before him. I'd probably be sad if someone took Pop and won an event with it, or I did. So, sorry, my bad.
Is that it?
Is that it?
Is that it?
Let me think. Probably, yeah.
I don't think I have anything to say. I don't know. Thank you for coming. I don't have internet, so I'm not able to do shit.
Oh yeah,
It's
this
still
is
my
my
intro.
tournament. I
This is
forgot
your
I have to
tournament.
thank everyone.
You have
Thank
to
you.
pay everyone.
Thank you for playing, everyone. I love you all.
He loves everyone.
I love everyone, even the Arcanine player.
Well, he's one of us. I'm gonna move to the general. Are you fine with that?
That's fine, yeah.
Yeah,
Whoa, Tifu.
Boo.
what's up?
What's
We were
up?
looking at some Spirit Airlines trips to LA, and bro, Denver to LA on Spirit Airlines is like $30. I was like, bro, I should just buy all these tickets and then resell them. I'll scalp the airline tickets, and then I realized you can't really do that legally
Yeah,
because
they-
you have to have a passport.
Stream is ending. Stream is ending. Bye bye. Bye
Bye
bye.
stream.
Good night,
Bye
everyone.
bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.